Hey Bravehearts, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening all around the world. And guess what? We are coming to a country, a city, okay, a town near you, and I'm going to tell you why these three amigos all do something different, but guess what? We don't, because everything is about harmony, everything's about frequency, everything's about alignment, and actually everything is about family, okay? But what is a real family? Well, I'm trying to create a Braveheart nation where, guess what, we don't have to act like anybody else. We can act ourselves, but we can come together because we're all one small piece of the puzzle. And Jim, you want to go ahead and talk about that?
Yes, we are coming together to bring the solutions to all of the world's biggest problems.
Can you tell whoever that is?
Yeah, can you tell them to stop that thing real quick? Thank you. We've got McKinley here who created New Energy World.
Closer.
Okay.
Yeah, you're the speaker.
And yeah, and we've got construction going on all around us. So if you hear that noise, that's beautiful construction. We're creating here at Galts Landing in Central Florida a demonstration site for all of the solutions that are relevant. In fact, I want to share a real brief story about how I met McKinley and what he's brought to the table. Yeah, okay. So McKinley came to me, about a year ago or so?
Yeah, we first started talking then. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when he started, now I built houses in several countries. I built probably close to 100 homes. And I've used all sorts of different types of construction material, from ICF to wood to all sorts of stuff. And when McKinley described this way of building homes, I was like, oh my God, that is such an obvious solution to so many big problems. So McKinley, New Energy World, what you got going on here?
Yeah, well, just to echo off of Dr. Wolf and you, the blessed nature we feel being here, the motivation is community, and building off-grid is the way that we've found a way to add value. But that has been the mission for the right reasons, not for some agenda or BS. We found a way to I feel blessed to offer a solution which is cost effective, so it's working. This steel framing technology is actually 30 years old. It was one of the reasons Dubai was built so quickly. They had 100 machines out in the desert. We didn't realize when we started, but we've become one of the experts in this whole field. We bought one machine up in Vancouver, Canada, which is all softwood lumber. And we did it out of a desire for the bigger picture, to build these communities. And we knew we had to take steps. And the small steps are what take you so far when you just focus on those. And that's what happened for us. We built one house and the news did a story. We've built 4 stories, 8 stories. We've done pharmaceutical facilities that had to be non-combustible. And we've been able to teach people now. So we got invited to India, where the Modi government has an initiative to try to do 20 million homes. And so we got to teach all these young people that couldn't even speak English how this system works. And it's no mold, no bugs, no fire, and it's 80 to 90% recycled. So all the old cars and all the old metal is in these walls now. And it's super teachable. Anyone we work with, we can employ the local communities, and we get to just work with great people like Jim and Galts Landing.
And so we are, the ROI, the return on intention of what we are doing is exponential. We are going to recycle the military-industrial complex as people become aware that war is not the answer to anything. We want to take that energy, that steel, that metal, and we want to turn it into housing for the world, my friends. We want to keep the trees in the ground. This is something McKinley talks about as a permaculturalist and a lover of all systems natural. The way that we're currently using our landscapes, and the lumber industry is radically unsustainable, right? They say that, oh yes, every time they cut a tree down, they plant 2. Well, when they're planting monocultures in massive areas with thousands of acres, monocultures are biological deserts, right? So the whole system is a lie. This is the same price as stick built, and as he said, no fire, no mold, and no termites, and there's really no waste, and it's recycled.
Well, now that we can offer the partnership of the food forest too, we get all these big developers want to give us all these big contracts, but we're focused on purpose now. So, but it's not stopping, because they see the value of the built-in grocery store, which is a food forest, which doesn't have poisons, which creates a healthy community, as value to them as well. So this we're just blessed with this partnership, this mission, this group of people, collective people like Dr. Wolf and the team are all just amazingly coming to our circle as we come to theirs, and all we want to do is reinvest and grow this. So if anyone out there wants to learn about us, we're happy to share the wealth. We're happy to white label our systems and just make it happen.
Yes. There you go. Yep. We don't do patents. I don't have NDAs, no non-competes. Everything we do is open source because it's time for us to come together, right? Now is the time to prevail over the insanity that's going on around the world by not hating and arguing and fighting and struggling. No, let's take a breath and let's do good. Let's serve, because it's through service that we actually receive. Right? It's an absolute contradiction to the narratives that are out there that say fear and scarcity, blah, blah, blah. No, forget fear and scarcity. Step into the present and let's do good for people. Let's do good for ourselves, our families, our communities, and our world. And when we have that mentality, which is the only logical mentality, we will achieve, with the help of the divine, peace on earth, my friends.
How can they get in touch with you?
McKinley at newenergyworld.net, and even reach out to Jim's team, because we're now fully integrated.
Yes.
And we're doing a conference in Savannah, and then here on November 11th is our big coming out party at Galts Landing, and we'll continuously be doing these events, which was always the vision. But newenergyworld.net, McKinley at, and we will be happy to talk with anyone who has land. We even have investors that want to build with us if you have land, but we're open to doing anything that fits this Braveheart community.
That's so cool. And galtslanding.farm, Galts landing.farm. And join us on November 11th. We have a crew of incredible speakers like Dr. Wolf and many more who you know their names, Emmy Award winners and producers, and really courageous and wonderful people. And we are creating the path to freedom. Together, we are designing the path to global freedom and peace on earth and abundance everywhere.
How can people get involved if they don't come here, though, on the 11th?
Okay, yeah, you can even join that live stream, or you could just get a hold of us at foodforestabundance.com. And if anybody wants to start being free, the first step is to become self-reliant, as opposed to reliant on a system that is corrupt and toxic, right? To be self-reliant. So foodforestabundance.com, and you can even talk with one of our professional permaculture designers, no cost, for 30 minutes. They'll answer any question you have with the intention of helping you to live and be free. Thank you, Dr. Wolf.
All right. I want to hold this, and I want to show them what you're doing. Can you explain?
Sure.
How long did it take for you to actually build this?
So when you talk about build, when we focus on the framing part of it, the difference is from what you'll see as normal framing is that these are all cut by it's digitally designed, so it fits the model of 3D printing, which is a software-powered CNC machine. I don't know if you can see, but the service holes are already in, so you don't have to cut service holes. You don't have to do all of your joints and all of your holes. The holes are already in here from the 3D design and the print machine. So the holes line up, and that tells you where to put the screws. The screws are not self-tapping. They're actually just going right in the hole. So it's just really is a big puzzle. So we can do about, like, the first floor took 2 days framing, and the second floor took another 2 days. It's a big house. We can usually do a 2,000 square foot house in 1 day. Second day for the roof. And then, of course...
Now, wait a minute. In 1 day, you can do a 2,000 square foot house.
Frame.
And do all the framing.
Framing, yeah.
I hope you guys are getting this, okay? All right?
We can, and we want more workers. The industry's blowing up. There's 100 companies doing it. We were the third in North America, but they all need the same thing we went through, which is it's a new industry for America, and it's a teachable thing. So we're also hiring ourselves as we grow, and it's a fun thing. I like doing it myself. I'll get out here on a weekend and put some stairs together. And no, it's exploding, and it makes sense, and it works, and it's great for the earth. Keep those trees in the ground breathing. All these lobbyists say that metal is bad. Well, red iron is a mill. This is not red iron. It's called CFS. It's cold form steel, and it's made from old cars and old metal, mostly up to 90% now.
And just know this, everyone. Okay, so you know what? Us so-called how can I say this? Bottom feeders. That's 8 billion of us. Okay, we just need to come together and get rid of these psychos, and we will never do that as long as there's a color difference, a language difference, a religion difference. You want to? They know how to manipulate us. Okay, we walk around judging ourselves. We walk around judging everybody else. Okay, until we put chokeholds on each other, and then we go to war with each other. And guess what? I challenge you to tell me a war that was worth fighting, and why were we really fighting for it? I call bullshit. Everything out there is a lie, and you better get it. Okay, I'm going to tell you something too. You know what? When they say, I fly a lot all over the world, they say, yeah, the military can get on first, and you know, after a couple other different people. And the reality is I'm going to tell you something. Everybody wants to be a Braveheart hero. And guess what? We need to start being heroes where we save lives, we don't take them. And I'm going to tell you something right now. People don't like when you talk like this because everything is about patriotism. But guess what? Patriotism is an understanding and an awareness. Unless you have self-awareness, then you're a danger to yourself and everybody else. Okay? So everything we do, right from building a house, okay, to building a family, okay, if we don't have the right belief systems, we go to war with ourselves and our family and with each other. Well, that's not going to happen anymore. Okay, we're going to allow people to be what they need to be without judgment. We're going to observe them. We're going to learn, and we're not going to burn for it. And we're going to let them off the hook, because guess what? People don't change until you change and you don't react and attack yourself or anybody else. Okay, so this project has many layers to it, from a emotional to a psychological to a physical to a nutritional. It's about many different people coming together. And guess what? I got to tell you something, and then I'm going to cut it off here. But understand, I've been under attack so much in this 1 year, from getting my bank accounts closed to people saying, no, you can't come here, you can't come do this. You know what? They are going to try to stop us at every place that they can, but they can't, because guess what? When you go in with passion and purpose, and you're actually going in to want to help people, it doesn't matter what you deal with. I mean, the other day, okay, I went to do something, and I couldn't believe how far people will go to put stoppers in to stop people. And you know what I just said? Okay, we're making a difference. Okay, so understand something, and this is how it is. Okay, no matter how you get self-awareness, you're never going to stop getting bumps in the road. It's just that now you're going to slow down and not try to jump them. Okay, and you're going to think it out. And then when you've got a quick right-hand turn, you're going to stay connected to your breath and not react anymore, because they're not going to give up. These guys are not going to give up. They controlled the planet since the beginning of time, but they don't have to control your mind. Thanks for joining us, and God bless.
God bless.
Boom. That was awesome. They don't have to control your mind. That's so...